if I'm gonna put all of my hours into this, it's gonna take me maybe 10 years. But if you choose a mentor who is like really good at the game and you learn from him, I've been looking at James Storms, like I really look up to him, who is behind the project. It's really, really important. I feel like I know James Storms through how he talks and what his focus on his fortress running is.
Ladies and gentlemen and Pip addicts, it's that time again. And this time we are here with one of our best. That's right. You are now tuning in to Fortune Funding Payout Stories with your guy, Sir Hans Felix. We are reporting live. We're in a whole different country this time. We're in Norway, right, bro?
Yes, we are.
Hey, and I like to check in the time. So let me just go ahead and ask, hey, Siri, what time is it in Norway right now? It is 11 p.m. All right, so they are about 6 hours ahead. That means by the time London session is happening at 3:30 on my side, it's a beautiful sunny day outside for them. 9 a.m., right? Must be nice.
Yes.
Must be nice, bro. Must be nice. So we're just gonna welcome Sharukh Martinez, bro. Welcome, 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 man. It is a pleasure to have you. And so let's just let the people know real quick, man. How much was your payout, man? Everybody's already here for that. Like, oh, let me grab my popcorn and see what's going on here. So how much was your payout, man? And we want to hear your story today. Thank you for taking time out.
All right, let's start with the juicy stuff. So my
Yes.
payout was at $721 with a 10K account. So it's like 7%.
Hey, that's awesome. If you can make 7% in a 10K account, that means you got discipline, my brother. That means you got some type of risk management control. That's something we respect out here. So how long have you been trading and how old are you? What's it like to be in Norway? Tell us the interesting parts.
All right. I've been raised and born here in Norway. I'm 20 years old.
Wow.
And I really started trading when I was like 16, 16, 15.
That's crazy, man. These young guys starting out so early. I'm so envious. 16?
16.
Wow.
And the reason why is because a friend of mine back then, he was like a multi-millionaire. Like I asked, what you doing, bro? And he told me, everyone told me he is a rich parent, and he told me his dad was wealthy. But I said, but you have money still. You know how to grow your money. And then
Right. That's very important.
when I talked to him, he introduced me to his forex when I was like 13 or 14. So that's for like 2, 3 years. Another friend of mine was doing a lot of this trading in crypto, like Bitcoin, and he was hodling since he was 13, and then he bought like a Rolex when he was 15. And I asked, how do you do it? This is not like from 9 to 4 or some studying, you know? And
Yeah, absolutely.
then he told me this. He introduced me to this crypto world, and I was like 15, 16. I was hooked up straight away,
It's like a drug,
Yeah,
a
it's
good
like a
drug,
drug.
a good drug,
It's a really good drug.
a real
You're
good
gonna
drug.
it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of suffering. The 2, 3, 4 years. Oh my God! Like straight down. You go a little bit up. Just it's just flipping you over and over again.
Absolutely.
So since I was 16, and I was putting all of my time into trading because the worst two things I hate is the 9 to 4 and the study. I hate it. I want to be something myself. I don't want to be like a play for somebody else. So I put in 10 to 15 hours every single day for my first 2 years in trading. Then I go down maybe to 6 to 8 hours every single day. And I only had like maybe 1 or 2 weeks break like the past 4 or 5 years, only doing this.
Wow.
So
10 to 15
yeah.
hours. You know exactly how it feels when you've been putting in, it's crazy because everybody says, you know what, I got into trading because I don't like the typical 9 to 5. But then you go and study something for 10 to 15 hours. So you literally went to clock in on your dreams for something better. Isn't that ironic?
It is. It's crazy. But it's always like this. If you like something, you're gonna put in the hours. You just need to
Yes,
find something you get love it, you know?
absolutely. So this is very interesting because a lot of people are probably watching this video right now, and this is probably the 10th or 12th video, and they're like, man, what is wrong with this reoccurring story? Every time you interview a trader, they're like, yeah, I put in 10 to 15 hours. It
Mm.
almost sounds cliche, but it's true.
But I will tell you also why I put in so much hour because I was like ego, I will tell, because I choose every single mentor in the game, you know. I have every single one. I clicked on every YouTube video and I used my own strategy and I used 200 others, you know. Every indicator I used, everything and method chart, every single thing, you know. 200 trend lines, 200 it,
Oh
200
yeah,
support
the
and
moving
resistance,
average exponential.
of all of it added into one like piece. And I got
Trying to
like
make
a
this a
massive,
Super Saiyan 5
yeah,
indicator system. Yeah, yeah. We've been there.
crazy.
We've been there.
But 2 years ago, I was like, this is not working. If I gonna put all of my hours into this, it's gonna take me maybe 10 years, you know. But if you choose a mentor who is like really good at the game and you learn from him. So my mentor is Q Banks. You maybe hear of him yourself.
Yeah, I have. I have.
Um, I have like James Storms. Later on, we're gonna come into why I choose this company because I know you like a question for it. And my James Storms is like beautiful man, you know. I love his strategy. I love how he scale up and stacking on his position and 0.01 lot size. Don't gonna buy a Lambo, right? So
Mhm.
I always been the guy like I don't want to risk 1 2%. I need to risk a little bit more. Of course, if I in this fundings, I will mainly go like 0.5 in the start or 1%,
Mhm.
um, and then build some cushion and then start floating from there.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So what current strategy are you using? I'm sure as of now, you've pretty much figured out like what's working for you. And
Mm,
yeah, so tell us about that.
all right. So my strategy is the same as QBank. It's like confluence trading. You add confluences and you go from there. So one confluence can be like from higher time frames, and then you go down, and then you look for lower time frames. Another confirmation can be like trend lines, bounce of the trend lines must be like 3 touches. You can have like a resistance line or a support line. Um, and wait for like a candlestick reversal if you want to buy from the support or resistance. Like fibs, it's a lot of like confluences added into one, you know?
Interesting, interesting. So I think the question most people are probably wondering is like, when do you decide your entry?
Yeah. So the first thing, and maybe a lot of people struggling, is because they don't look at the high time frame. Maybe people I knew in the start that was looking for 1 age, 50 minutes, but you need it all. You need to go to monthly just to check at the current candlestick. Then you need to go to weekly to look at like the overall picture. Where is the flow? Where is the current marking going up or down? Then you need to go to daily, look for some resistance, support levels, and you need to look at the candlestick. Candlestick is really important to learn, but you also need to look maybe for your MAs. Where are they going? Is the market ranging or go up or going down? And also look at the market structure. That is number one. Forget all of the indicators. Market structure is number one. So after that, you bounce down to 4H, look for structure. And I always tell like my friend I learned in trading like in 1 month. Um, so you need to look at the most cleanest time frame. So if you look the high time frame, 4H can go for like DJ or UJ with US30 because those are like really fast pairs. But if it's like mm, messy, you just got one higher time frame up, like to the daily. Then when you look for entry, you jump down to 30 minutes and 50 minutes and look for engulfing candlestick to your direction, like on the fib level, of course, like on a support. Let's say you go on an uptrend, you look for it to retrace. Like I wait personally on the to hit one of the fib retrace before I enter, and then I either look for 30 or 50 minutes. Let's say on a daily or 4H, it's going up, right? Then you get some retrace. Then I will jump down to my lower time frame. I look for break of structure on the lower time frame to continue with the overall
Okay,
trend.
now we talking. Okay, now we talking. Now we
Then I
talking.
will look for, let's say you're on a higher low on the 4H or on the daily. I will look for a 15 or 30-minute break of structure. So it go and make a higher high on that time frame. Then I will look for a higher low before I will enter, looking for entries. So then I will look for some engulfing pattern on the lower time frame, and then I will flow with overall trend.
All right. So what's the pair? What's the pair that you do damage with?
It's UJ at the moment. It's the JPY.
You just said you just said something amazing. Let's talk about UJ, my guy. Let's talk about UJ. How long you been trading UJ?
I will say maybe 4 or 5 months now.
Ah, you've been eating UJ. You've been eating, my brother. Yo, I've been doing damage to UJ, man. And
Oof.
so, why did you start trading UJ?
That's the thing. Like my mentor told me, choose one pair. And why, you maybe say, because you can jump around and choose different, but it's like having a ton of girls, like my mentor say. It's gonna just you need to develop different like personality for each one. You need to know each one. So I choose UJ, and it's so like clarifying in my head, and I know where the markets are going every single time. Like you can just jump in and just look for a setup right away almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's going so fast, like it's crazy, and it's just going one way for the most time.
You
Like
know
now,
why
the
though,
last
right?
couple of weeks,
You know why though, right?
not really. I don't never like focus on the fundamentals, to be honest.
Wow. Well, let me take you to school, my brother. So,
I do it.
your mentor didn't tell you? Nah, I'll reach out to him after. No, I'm just kidding. But so the reason why USD JPY is going so much, well, the reason why UJ is still going bullish right now is because one, the US dollar, the interest rates keep rising. And the Japanese yen, every time you check in Forex Factory, what happens when interest rate news drop? -10.
Mm,
Right. So the JPY keeps their interest rates low. So it is natural that since these last 9 weeks, all we've seen is UJ going up, going up, going up. Bro, I've been predicting UJ hitting 150 since the price was at 139. Yeah, because like every time Jerome Powell speaks, it's either the interest rates are raised or the interest rates stay the same. Right.
mm,
So man, I've been catching UJ every time, but there's been a few things
mm,
that honestly I've learned myself because like yes, I saw the swing going and I was in some swings until price kind of did that disgusting retrace and
mm,
I was like, what's going on? But I got back in after price swept the weekly lows, broke and retested, and then I was in there.
mm,
So these past
mm,
couple days, man, UJ been treating me well.
mm, mm,
Yeah. So now we're reaching like a very interesting price. We're reaching 150. And I know the chart right now in the back of my mind. I can see them reaching 150 by later tonight or by that Thursday. We're tomorrow's Thursday, right? Sheesh.
yeah,
Tomorrow's Thursday
Thursday, yeah.
already. And we have some type of USD news, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's go ahead and
Mm,
hop on the charts, man. Let's get in. Let's get in on this. All right, so boom, USD JPY. Yeah, you see, I told you, man. We've been
mm,
um we've been milking UJ. You see how price was literally at 146. And
mm,
so even back in July, I was killing UJ, bro. So
mm,
what happened was like I got in this buy right here, And thank goodness I got out. And then all of a sudden, I saw UJ sell off, but I was wondering where it was selling off to. There was just so much volatility that day. I just couldn't understand what was going on until, of course, it happened on the Thursday, Friday. So by the time I woke up, I did, I saw like price already moving, and I had to figure out that, oh, okay, this is the 4 hour low. And
Mm,
every time UJ would retest and sweep a 4 hour low, up and away it goes. You see,
mm.
August
It's
10th.
most of the time I look for the same, like a sub hunt or a sweep. It's like a really good moment to jump in the
Yeah, when
market.
it sweeps, ooh, and then just
Mhm,
start running. So September the 1st, same thing. They went and swept right here. And ever since then, 600 pips. Oh, well, 300. But by the
yeah,
time we made it to this point here, I had trouble trying to figure out where the low was going to be. And so by September 11th, everybody was kind of focusing on what's going on with my Forex funds. And, like I was just kind of paying attention to what's going on. And I completely didn't see this. By Tuesday, it just looked very weird. But do you remember when Sunday morning, was it
yeah.
Sunday?
I
Yeah,
remember.
big old gap.
Mm,
I was like, what's going on?
100 pips almost
A
is
hundred
crazy.
pips,
Like,
right? And then of course, like over these couple of days, it was consolidating, so it was kind of hard to figure out. But I know a friend of mine,
yeah.
Stu, like he was in this thing since August, I believe, and he's up
Mm.
like probably $80,000 right now.
It's
So
yeah. One of my friends too, like Gibster. You know this guy?
no, I don't. But the
Okay.
community's small, so I'm pretty sure I'll get to figure out who he is.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now we're like up to 150, almost there from last year's high. So I'm very
Mm,
much interested in seeing like if they're gonna just make it to
that,
151 or just make it into
wh-
like 150 and then sell off a little bit to reset. So this
mm,
is where I'm at right now with it going into the weekly time frame. I'm not too sure what's gonna go uh from here, but if they do sweep or mitigate this high, we just might come back down to like 145 or whatever. What are your
mm.
thoughts?
If I be able to show my chart
Oh yeah.
from
Oh
my screen,
yeah.
I can show you.
Oh, I got you. Go ahead and share that screen. Ladies and gentlemen, this
Okay,
is the part that
let's
we
do.
love. This is a real traders podcast. So go ahead, man. Let's see your chart. Let's see your chart.
All right, all right. So what they normally do, I can show you like quick what they normally do. So
Right.
as you can see, all of those candlesticks right there, it's so bullish. Like this is engulfing, and you can see this exhaustion right here. Like it's just screaming buys at the moment. What I normally do to figure out where I want to go out, I just fib from the
Low to
like
the
the high lows to the high highs, you
hmm
know, and
Yeah.
then I wait
See?
for pullback and then up again. So right now it's at the same spot where I was like fibbing to. It was like 150, 149, 500 around this place. So at this place, what the normal would do is maybe daily will break structure after some days when they go up and
Yep.
then break, and then I will look for the sell down, and
Right.
then I will just flip my fibs to right there. You know?
Exactly. And that's what I was looking for. If in
Mm.
case they do break structure, yep,
But
144 is definitely looking like it for me.
but right now it's
Yeah.
screaming buy, so why should you even
Screaming
look for
buys.
sells, right? So
Yep.
all of this is just like high low trading and high highs all the time.
Absolutely.
Eh,
And all this trend line liquidity that's over there on the left side, yeah, in case it breaks,
Yeah,
definitely might reset back at 144 or such like that. Well done.
yeah,
Might as well
yeah.
get GJ real quick. Go to GJ real quick on a weekly time frame. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
this is what we love
So,
here, man. We can't be talking payouts without talking charts, bars.
of
Right.
course,
Yeah. Do you see how far back they're pulling into this higher low situation?
yeah. I can see it's easier maybe to look at the weekly. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that
You are
negative
the 50.
27 is looking real juicy, boy.
Mm, does. But mainly, I will look for some like daily break
Sleep.
right here, like,
Yes.
and then look for the buy up, and just
Absolutely.
scale it all the way up. So
Absolutely.
right here, you can look for this break right there,
Yep.
boom, boom, and just scale on all those sell it down.
Yes,
So
sir.
all of this low highs is just beautiful entries.
Yes, sir. Well done. Well done. Well done. I like when we can speak charts on an interview. And this is what makes somebody not just fortunate but bold as a trader because you know what you're talking about. All right. Now, of course, we do have a lot of chart analysis that we do. We love it. But how do you preferably scale in on a position?
Good question. Uh, right now, I just focus on holding my trades. My issue for a long time always been my chart look really good, and I always try to simplify my chart. But
Mhm.
I really try to get this high risk to reward on my setups, and that's what like screwed me over a lot of times, to be honest. Because I will try to wait for a high low to be great. Like let's say let's say I want to sell this place right here. I will like fib it down, and then when it retraces up, I will track this all the way. How let's just go to 30 or 15. So always from the 30 minute, I jump. Nah, for the 4H, if I analyze on the 4H, I just jump right to the 30 minute. If I look for daily structure, I'll just jump to the 1 minute. Let's see if I can look. Let's say I look at this place right here, right?
Mhm.
And it retraces up to the 50%, right? So this place, I will sell it down. You can do a couple of things like on the trend line.
Mhm.
You can look for like engulfing pattern. All of
Okay.
those is really good. Uh, and also, what you can do, wait for like a breaker structure on the lower time frame. So let's see if we can go maybe to 15 to see some. Right here, I can already see like low highs being created. Boom, boom, right?
Yep.
So already then I will look for sell. And if you're like really like concerned, you just wait for this break and then sell right here on a
Absolutely.
pullback. And then you can, I will always figure out my target. In this case, I will just really drag it up all the way down up there because how I plot my fibs, I will take wick to wick because how I plot my fibs, I will take wick to wick. But if I want to figure out my TP, I just take from the wick on the top and then to the body close uh, on this time bottom part, and like vice versa if you do on the other side.
Interesting.
So I would say 95% percent of the time it always hits my TP. Most of the time it goes to this negative 27 to negative 25, net 35. And if it keep dropping, I will hold it to this one. Um, so yeah, if you want to scale in, the thing is, let's say you have your first entry at those lower highs right here. Always scale on the lower highs or high low. Depends which trend you're in. So yeah,
Nice.
um,
Very well done. Very well done. So now
yeah.
we can have an idea on how you typically trade and what your strategy is. So
Mm.
now we can go ahead and stop the chart real quick and get back into the motion of focusing on you. Now, bro, was Fortune's funding your first evaluation firm experience?
It is.
Wow. How did you find out about us and how did you even
Yeah.
figure out that this was the route for you? There's so many or evaluation
Mm.
firms out there.
A really good question, and I'm gonna tell you. Um, First of all, I've been looking at James Storms like I really look up to him. So being following me for a long time, more than this. When this got built, it's a quite new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been looking for James for maybe 1 or 2, 3 years. So after that, like all of my mentors have like their own, or is this Rocket One, this my Forage One, all of those. It's a ton of those. But if you look at the spread, you look at the how much the price cost, how much, what is the promo code, you know, and who is behind the project. It's really, really important. You knew that.
Yes,
I
sir.
know. I feel like I know James Storms through how we talk and what his focus on his fortress funding is, and that's why I choose it.
That's heartfelt, man.
Mm,
And so you asked me a question earlier. You asked me how did I meet James Storms and how did we became friends, right?
yeah.
Well, long story short, I met him through a friend of mine, Jason Stu. Shout out to my boy QB Stu. And
I just talked about them. Jason,
really, yeah,
Cube Steve. Yeah,
yeah. No, QB Stu is just QB Stu. I mean, he goes by the name of Pip Surfer, like back long, long ago.
yeah.
But
Jason is his real name.
yeah,
Jason
Jason
Stewart.
Stewart. He's a quarterback,
Stewart.
plays football.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I talked to him.
now I understand the USDJPY. Now I understand.
No, I know it. Like I've done Zoom with him a lot of. Like he's also his mentor was Cubanks. Like
Yes, yes, that is true.
so
That is
so
true.
we're all the same almost. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
These are my real friends. Like, people that we
That
like FaceTime each other and talk like, yeah, on some
that's
genuine.
that's crazy because when you told me you have a guy like 80,000 in profit, this is the guy. And I was like, this is the guy because I also know a guy who has 80,000 floating
I
in
guess we
UJ.
know the same guy.
And this guy is crazy because when he go in, he lot of like crazy scaling in all of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
jumping, it's crushing it. It's crazy.
I would
I
tell you
really
a
it
secret today. So, for those of you guys watching, you gotta see the vision and see the future
yeah.
before it happens.
Mm,
I don't know if you ever thought about it this way. If you knew or you had an idea for the next 2 months based on so many years of studying, right? That a pair would do about 600 to 700 pips. How much would you scale to make $100? How much would you scale to make $100,000?
how much you need to scale?
Yeah,
Oof, that's a good question. I don't really know.
exactly.
Like
But today we're going to increase your level of thought and connection, just so that we can show you guys that 8 years is nothing to play with. We've been doing this for a long time, right? So if you think about it this way, right? If you remember, I asked you, how do you scale in? If you were to make $100,000 and you based on your experience, you've noticed that a pair is capable of doing 400 to
mm,
600 pips, 700
mm,
pips. You would do about 100,000 divided by 700 equals 142.
okay.
So, how do you scale in 142 lots? Because each one lot is $10, correct?
Mm,
So, if you divide 142 by, let's say, 50 positions, then maybe you would have to put 2.8 lot size if you
yeah.
will scale up to 50 positions. Because
Mm,
everything is about theory and anticipation, speculation, and execution, right? So let's say you scale up to 142 positions or 70 positions, all because you focused on one pair and you understood the power of compounding and scaling in.
mm,
That's the secret behind having a six-figure day.
mm.
Did that just blow your mind if you're watching right now? Like, did you ever think of that thought?
Personally, I do, but for a lot of people, it's crazy. And
Exactly. Because
what?
if you know that the pair, even if it retraces hard, all it has to do is sweep the liquidity and you add in more positions, right? You might even increase the position size because you're like, well, this is high quality stuff going on right now. Price just swept weekly liquidity. You feel what I'm saying? So now
mm,
you have confirmation. The confluence is the break and retest, the change of
mm,
character, if you will, putting that stop loss behind the last week's sweep, and we keep scaling up, baby. We run it up. And the fact that you believe in your vision, knowing what's going to be the outcome of it, is how many of us are able to have those consistent and solid gains when everybody's like, how did you do that? How did you do that? Well, first
mm,
you have to believe in yourself. You had to believe in your purpose, right? And secondly, you had to believe in what you studied and what you
mm,
and the fundamentals behind it. That's the secret, bro.
mm. No,
So
I totally agree. Really good, said. Really good said.
absolutely. Absolutely. So for those of you guys watching and thinking, man, I don't know this. I need a new strategy. Bro, you have to just increase your edge. You have to think outside the box. You need to be in the shower thinking about, your thoughts need to be on how can I scale. So if this is something you never thought about,
But
you're welcome. Merry Christmas. All right, for those who believe in Christmas, all right? This is
I
the next level of thinking.
I have also another advice that can add up to that one.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you are struggling a lot, my suggestion will be look up the guy who look like in the industry. Like Jason's a good example if you want to trade like 6 to 7 figures, and then you just buy his membership and do 1v1 something. You just do it like you learn from the best, you know. Learn from the
Absolutely.
guy who wants the same as you. That's the reason why I choose Q because he's like the same as Jason, like adding like crazy scale up, like building $5,000, 100K, like what within a week. Like it's crazy to not. And that's where the level I want to be in. I just need to put in the work and I need to trust my own analysis and I'll be good.
That's right. That's
So
right. So, bro, we could talk here all day, but if you were to go back in time
yeah,
and then your younger version is watching this at 16, and then now the 20-year-old version, the reframed, the confident level of yourself is watching this video and you're sending this message to your past and simultaneously sending this message in the future, what would you say right now?
you need to look up to the guy who you want to become. Don't listen to your friends or your family who don't gonna support you. Just follow your own path and believe in yourself for the first. Just cancel all of the outside noise, and just focus on your craft. To be honest, just know it's gonna take time. Just not gonna take 1 or 2 years. Maybe it's gonna take 4 or 5 years. So you need to aim for a long time target. You know, and like in it, how I approach other businesses, it's like scaling up from 0 to 50 or 0 to 100 real quick. And that's why I implement all of what I learned in trading, all of the failures from there, all of the patience, all of it, and I just implement it to the next one. So it's to start auto business for me, at least, it's really easy. And just don't think on the trading like by itself because you need personal development. That's the most important thing. And that's why maybe you're stuck. Like if you only look at the screen like 12, 15 hours a day, like I used to do a lot, then maybe you should start training and start to get your mental right, strong, and then work on your patience, work on your setup to develop, and wait for your. The best thing is, to be honest, wait for your stop loss to be hit, or just when your TP is hit, um, at the start, I would say, because if you just cut your a lot as quick, you're gonna embrace that to your brain, like, oh, now it's just a red candlestick. I need to go out, you know. So it's gonna take a while. But learn from the best in game. Like look up to one guy. And say he trades 6 figures a day. I would do the same. And you just follow his path. He been going through in the hell, and you just follow his footsteps. So it's really really easy for you
I love it,
to
bro.
master.
Speaking of looking up to somebody, this guy out here showing his gains. I see him. I see him out
Yeah,
there.
it's
Bro, what was
crazy
this
strong
arm
man.
day? Some hammer curls were done just about a few hours ago, man. I see that pump, bro. Don't think I'm sleeping on these pumps, bro. Yeah, man. It's nice to meet your guy back here too. Does he train?
Mm. He does, and that's how we met. Like through I will tell uh, like a company where they try to promote their apps and MLM.
Of course. That's
It's
usually the
MLM.
greatest story.
Yeah, that's how I met him. And after that, I told him I'm gonna learn the trading and that, but that's not enough for me. For, like when I reach 100 million, what then? What's the next step? You're gonna buy a couple of cars, couple of watches, all of that gonna happen, but you need to like follow something you like. Like I will like to um, like teach the younger guys how to trade, how to embrace more masculinity. Like it's a lot of like you need to learn every single thing. You need to be good at every single thing.
Hmm.
Like you need to hit the gym. You need to know how to talk. You need you need a skill to make a lot of money. So for me, it's not just to get this 6 or 7 figure trading days. It's my really important goal I have right now. But right after that, I need to focus on something else or 8 figure day. I don't care. I don't get like this emotional attachment anymore. So,
That's
so
good.
it's gonna be
You learn
nice.
all of that along the way. I bet your 16-year-old self would have never thought about you need to have a six-figure day, an eight-figure day, but it takes time to compound your thoughts. It takes time to swing trade your vision. It
Mm,
takes time to embrace abundance. And so, what are your long-term goals with fortunes?
mm. I will only use Fortune at the moment because it's the best out there. It always have like a tick promo code, like a 90%, 95%, 10% off. Um, Also, it's like the spreads on the MT5 is like zero, like 1 or 0. It's crazy. You don't get it anywhere else, and the product is really cheap. So, and who is behind? I trust. So, uh, how I want to do it in the future. I tell all of my friends to use this company for first, and the second thing is I just scale up, like um, buy 100K account by 25K, and then I just keep compounding my bank balance, and then I will hold it for maybe for 6 to 12 months if I can, and then I will start to use my own money. That's really important to do as well because when you get these um, companies, you don't get like the same emotion as if you lose the same money. If you lose 20 grand, it's not gonna feel the same as you're doing it in the company. It's a lot of like if you lose your own money like 20 grand, um, it's gonna hurt like a lot. So I need to like develop that mindset too.
Absolutely. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And
Mm,
a lot of people right now are looking for a home. They're looking for, a trusted brand, a trusted
mm,
firm, somewhere that they can build a
mm,
community of people who actually do care about them. But these are the values that built what we have. This is the
mm.
foundation that earned the trust of so many for so long. So, I
Just
appreciate you for even saying that, man, because this is what is really the fuel, the engine behind fortunes
mm.
and the friendship. When you had asked me, like, how did I meet, James, the true meaning behind our friendship and everything that aspired to be what it is because of that.
This is not short term. This is like a long term, like
Long term,
loyalty and respect. It's all of the game. Like money don't doesn't even matter.
it's about the vision and the people.
Mm,
Yeah, straight up,
100%.
straight up, straight up, man. Yo, this was one heck of an interview. and I appreciate your time. I know it's about what, midnight now, and we don't want to
Yeah, it
hold you
is.
too much. You probably got a gym session that you're about to lock into right after. So
Sure.
we definitely appreciate you and congratulations on your recent payout. One of many, of course, but I'm glad at least this was out of your first firm experience, you get to have your first interview experience with Fortunes. And that is something that we definitely want to put up on the calendar of greats.
100%.
Be waiting for you
100%.
down in Miami, bro. Soon as we see Sharukh Martinez, I'm like, hey, yo. As soon as I make the call, you know what's up, Brody.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Nice,
So
nice to.
this definitely concludes our episode with brother Martinez. Martinez. You know, we didn't even ask where you got that last name, but we'll save that for the next interview. Thank you for tuning in. Sir Hans Felix signing out.